What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and we are here for the first match preview of our first competitive match of the season. It's the first round Pokal matchup between Wehen Wiesbaden and Borussia Dortmund. Now, I'm pretty excited for it. I'm not gonna lie. We've had an up and down little preseason, but like I've said to you guys and stressed to you guys throughout the preseason, it doesn't matter. It's preseason. But our last match was honestly, a positive result against Bologna, which we won 3-0, which is fantastic. Now, a lot of you guys who know how these kind of previews work, we know that we like to look at the history and the form, this and that. Well, it's the first season, it's the first game, so there's not really much there, and the history isn't also there as well. Obviously, Dortmund hasn't ever faced them before, so this is going to be a good little look for both teams. So the way I'm going to do it is just kind of talk about the starting 11, kind of what I think the game will turn out to look like, my prediction, and then a little sneak peek into our Bundesliga Roundup series, which is coming up. So without further ado, let's take a look at my predicted starting 11 for this match, first round Pokal matchup. I think Marco Rose is going to go with the 4-1-2-1-2. Now, I think that because that's what he played in the last match out against Bologna. It was a starting 11 that I think he was trying to find a way to get in, and that changed once Malen came in. Once Malen came in, I think he made a decision, and this is the time to do it. First competitive match of the year. It'll be a really good test to see how this can do, especially after the positive results against Bologna. So in goal, we'll have Gregor Kobel. No big surprise. He wants to get out there, get his debut. I guess in cup matches, you sometimes can think that maybe hits would start, but I think at least for the first game, Kobel wants his debut. This is the way it's going to happen. Right back, I see Paslak there. Don't need to really reiterate with all of the issues we have at right back with Meunier picking up COVID and Chan having that little knock, and of course Murray being out for the entirety of the season. So Paslak found an opportunity to slide in at right back, and I see him being there. I see Kanji starting as the right center back with Papadopoulos at the left center back. I was going back and forth between Maloney and Papadopoulos. For you guys who don't know, they've been playing for the majority of preseason together as a duo. Papadopoulos is on the right because he's a right footer, Maloney on the left. So I know Kanji more than likely will start as the right. And I was going back and forth, but I think Papadopoulos honestly impressed me a little bit more than Maloney did. And I think he's going to be the one that's really gunning for that fourth center back position. So I got him there with left back Nico Schultz, just with the Guerrero knock as well. I mean, he's really our only option there. The CDM, I'm going to go for Witsel. I'm going to go for Witsel because I think that he's going to be able to come back, start as a 6, and have a real little look out there of how he'll play in that CDM role, because I think it's really his to lose this year. The two center mids, I got Dahoud coming in as well as Gio. I just think Bellingham's had a little bit more minutes right now. Dahoud's been with us through preseason for the majority, and as well as Gio came back because he only had to represent the Nations League. So I think that they're the two more fresh players, as well as a little balance, as obviously Dahoud can drop back and help Witsel out, and Gio can get up in the attack when needed, and he's been kind of getting groomed a little bit as an 8 under Marco Rose. We've seen Gio play lots of times in the wings, not the best. He does very well as a 10, but this is my first real look at him as an 8, and he's been doing very well there. I think that he likes being on the ball, and this gives him an opportunity to do so a lot more than he would have if he was out on the wing. So I think I'm very curious to see how those two can get together and get on in the midfield. With our 10 will be our skipper, Marco Reus. And then the two strikers, I have a feeling that it may be Tigges instead of Malen, but for the sake of this video, I want it to be Malen. I think this is a perfect way to get him into a competitive matchup, get him to playing alongside Erling Haaland up front, playing with the group of core players behind him, and just have a real natural feel to the game. And I mean, a little bit of a pressure game because we have to win it, but I mean, we realistically should. So I like to see and hope that's Malen and Haaland up front. And that is a starting 11 I think Marco Rose is going to go with. A few things can maybe go back and forth, but I think I'll be almost on point depending on if Malen starts there or not. But going into the match, like I said, something I want to see from out of this match would be to see us get on the ball and play in the kind of free-flowing way we were playing in the Bologna match. Bologna's a good Serie A squad, and the thing that impressed me the most in this system was the passing. Now, it makes sense because everyone is very compact through the middle, but you have good players on the ball, good movement. Dahoud's an excellent passer of the ball, as is Gio, as is Royce. They're going to honestly probably mesh together and find the runs and find the stretch passes to Haaland, to Malen. So that's what I want to see. I want to see a little bit of the same in terms of passing, and I want to see what this back four can do, because a lot of question marks coming from our fan base about the back four, if they can defend, and there's no reason why this back four shouldn't be able to get a clean sheet, honestly, against this opposition. So that is what I'm thinking there. And going into my prediction, I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward type matchup. I'm going to say 4-0. I think, again, taking that positive result, similar players who have played a good chunk of preseason together, even though that back line's going to have some question marks, I think that they can do a job against his opposition, and hopefully Haaland's hungry for goals, and I think he'll pop in a couple. So I'm going to say 4-0 for Borussia Dortmund in my prediction. Let me know what you guys think in the prediction down below, and if you do think that Malen will actually start or not. And then also to give you guys a little teaser coming up, after each match day, on probably the Monday or Tuesday, we haven't fully decided yet, depending on when games go, we will be doing a new series on the channel, the Bundesliga Roundup. So basically, there's 3 little parts to it. We're going to dive back in over the results, briefly touch on some of them, and obviously talk about some of the bigger points, if there was an upset, if there was a crazy result, Dortmund, Bayern, Leverkusen, Gladbach, kind of focus a little bit more on those ones if they affect the table at all, and just kind of give you my opinions on that roundup. Then we're going to go into a power ranking, which is then I'm going to basically do a list of 5 hottest clubs. Maybe Union Berlin, for example, last year could have been in that power ranking through the majority of the season. Do my 5 hottest teams going into the next round, get your guys' opinion, and some of the power rankings may come from you guys. We're going to communicate back and forth on the community board. And then finally, we'll take a look at our Bundesliga fantasy scoreboard. Now, you guys, we have, I think, about 100 people in our Bundesliga fantasy. There will be a prize. Haven't disclosed what the prize is yet because I don't know what it's going to be, but there will be a prize at the end of the season. So if you guys do want to join it, we'll put the link to the Bundesliga Fantasy League down below, and you can join it just before the season gets started. And then at the end of each Bundesliga roundup, we'll take a quick little look and see how the standings are doing. So if you guys want to put your names in there that are appropriate, then you have a chance to be shown each and every week on the Bundesliga roundup. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys are as well. And if you have any ideas you want to hear for the Bundesliga roundup to make the series even better throughout the season, be sure to put them in the comments below. But that's my prediction for the upcoming match in the first round Pokal matchup, and as well as a little sneak peek into the Bundesliga roundup. So looking really forward to it, guys. Looking forward to another great season. And yeah, we'll see you guys for the watch along this Saturday. Take care, friends.